See you tonight. Same place, same time.
Michael had always prided himself on being the steady guy in a world full of chaos. At 35, he was a software engineer in Seattle, working long hours at a tech startup, while his wife Ruby, a vibrant 32-year-old graphic designer, brought color to their modest apartment, overlooking Puget Sound. They'd been married for 5 years, and though the spark had dimmed a bit with routine, Michael thought they were solid. That is, until that rainy afternoon at the coffee shop downtown. He was grabbing a latte on his lunch break when he spotted Ruby at a corner table, laughing with a man he recognized instantly, Alexander Hayes, her ex from college. Alexander was all charm tall, with that effortless East Coast vibe. Now a successful marketing exec who'd moved to the city last year, Michael froze in the doorway as Alexander leaned in, whispering something that made Ruby blush. Then, as he stood to leave, Alexander caught Michael's eye, flashed a smug smile, and turned back to Ruby. "See you tonight. Same place, same time," he said. Loud enough for Michael to hear. The words hit like a gut punch. Michael ducked out before they saw him properly, his mind racing. Was this just old friends catching up, or something more? That evening, as Ruby hummed in the kitchen making tacos her specialty, Michael couldn't shake the image. She mentioned running into Alexander by chance, but her eyes darted away. He pretended everything was fine, but inside, suspicion brewed like a storm over the sound. Later that night, after Ruby fell asleep, Michael checked her phone. No texts from Alexander. But her journal app was open, entries gushing, about rekindled connections and feeling alive. Again, emotional cheating. It wasn't physical, but it cut deeper. Michael's hands shook. Revenge. He wasn't the type. But as he stared at the ceiling, a plan began to form, one that would turn the tables without her ever suspecting. Michael didn't confront Ruby. Instead, he started small, calculated moves. The next morning, he accidentally left his laptop open to an old photo album, pictures of him and Ruby from their honeymoon in Hawaii laughing on the beach. She glanced at it, smiled softly, then hurried out for her yoga class. He watched her go, noting the extra effort she put into her outfit lately. That evening, he suggested a spontaneous date night, something they hadn't done in months. Ruby hesitated, claiming she had a client deadline, but Michael insisted gently. "Come on, babe. We need this." She agreed, and they went to their old favorite Italian spot in Capitol Hill, over wine. He brought up Alexander casually. "Saw you ran into your ex the other day. He's still the same cocky guy." Ruby laughed it off, saying it was nothing, just coffee. But her cheeks flushed. Michael smiled, squeezing her hand. Inside, he'd already messaged Alexander from a burner account, pretending to be an old mutual friend. The hook was set. Revenge wasn't loud, it was patient. Michael kept his routine normal early gym sessions, late nights coding, affectionate texts to Ruby during the day. She seemed relieved, like the extra attention was soothing her guilt. But behind the scenes, the burner account was working overtime. Posing as Jake, an old college buddy of Alexander's, Michael fed him just enough nostalgia to bite. Late-night messages turned flirty on Alexander's end, bragging about reconnecting with Ruby and how she was still the one that got away. Michael saved every screenshot, his jaw clenched. One evening, Ruby said she had a girls' night with coworkers. Michael kissed her goodbye, then tailed her car from a distance. She didn't head to the bar district. She pulled into a dimly lit hotel lounge in Bellevue. Through the window, he watched Alexander greet her with a hug that lingered too long. No kiss, but the intimacy was unmistakable. Emotional lines blurred into something more dangerous. Michael didn't storm, and he drove home, poured a whiskey, and replied to Alexander as Jake. "Sounds like you're winning her back. Man, go for it." The trap tightened. Ruby's girls' nights became more frequent, always with vague excuses. Michael played the oblivious husband, cooking her favorite salmon dinners and planning weekend hikes in the Olympics, but his burner phone buzzed with Alexander's confessions, how Ruby confided her marriage felt stale, how their meets were innocent thrills. Michael replied as Jake, egging him on. "She's worth it, bro. Make your move." One afternoon, Michael forgot his wallet at work and borrowed Ruby's. Inside, a hotel keycard slipped out Bellevue in. His blood boiled, but he pocketed it silently. That night, while she was out, he drove there, used the card to enter her usual room. No evidence of physical betrayal, just wine glasses and a scribbled note. "Can't wait for more talks." Back home, Michael hacked into Alexander's LinkedIn Easy for a Coder and found his work email, posing as a headhunter. He scheduled a fake interview for a dream job in New York. Alexander bit. Excited about the big move? Michael's plan crystallized. Expose the affair, but make Alexander the villain who abandons her. Alexander's excitement about the New York job grew in his messages to Jake. "This could be my ticket out of Seattle, maybe? Ruby comes with me," he typed one night. Michael, as Jake encouraged it. Sweep her off her feet, man. Meanwhile, Michael ramped up the romance at home. Surprise flowers. Weekend getaways to Whidbey Island? Ruby responded warmly, but her eyes held secrets. Using his tech skills, Michael created a fake email chain from a prestigious firm, confirming Alexander's interview. He forwarded it anonymously to Alexander, who shared it with Ruby during their next meet. Michael knew because he planted a discreet tracker app on her phone, justified in his mind as evidence gathering. Ruby came home late that night. Distant. Work stuff, she mumbled. Michael nodded, but later, her journal entry read, Alex might leave for NYC. What if I go to? Michael deserves better. The betrayal stung, fueling Michael's resolve. He set the final bait as the headhunter. He offered Alexander the job, with a catch: immediate relocation. Alexander accepted eagerly, texting Ruby the news. Michael's smile was cold. The twist was coming. Alexander's acceptance of the fake job hit like clockwork. Michael, as the headhunter, sent a congratulatory email with fabricated details. High salary, corner office in Manhattan. Start date in 2 weeks. Alexander shared it all with Jake, boasting about convincing Ruby to join him eventually. She's torn, but I know she choose excitement over that boring tech life, he messaged. Michael monitored Ruby's reactions through her journal entries filled with turmoil. Alex is leaving. Do I follow my heart or stay safe? She grew withdrawn at home, canceling plans, staring at her phone. Michael comforted her, suggesting therapy for her stress, all while planting seeds of doubt. Heard Alexander's always been a wanderer, he said casually. One dinner, Ruby's eyes widened, but she brushed it off. The climax came at their next secret meet. Michael anonymously tipped off Alexander's current girlfriend, found via social media sleuthing about the affair. She showed up at the hotel lounge, confronting them mid-conversation. Chaos ensued. Shouts, tears, Ruby fleeing in humiliation. Alexander, exposed, scrambled to salvage his real life, ghosting Ruby overnight. Michael waited at home, arms open when she returned, sobbing. His revenge was sweet, but the twist loomed. Ruby collapsed into Michael's arms that night, tears soaking his shirt as she confessed everything: the emotional pull. The secret meets how Alexander made her feel seen again. It wasn't physical, I swear, she whispered, but I was wrong. I love you, Michael. He held her tight, whispering forgiveness, suggesting they renew their vows in Vegas next month. She nodded eagerly, gratitude in her eyes. Days later, Alexander vanished to New York for the job, only to email Michael as the headhunter, furious when it fell through. Broke and humiliated, he begged for help. Michael ignored it, deleting the burner app. Revenge complete. But on their Vegas trip, as they stood at the altar, Ruby's phone buzzed. A message from Alexander. Ruby. It was all a setup. Your husband played us both. Fake job, fake friend. He's the cheater here. Her face paled. Michael turned, seeing the screen. The twist? Ruby had suspected Michael's games weeks ago, hired a pie, and now held proof of his own emotional fling years back. Tables turned, she said coldly, walking away. Michael stood alone, the steady guy shattered by his own storm. True revenge doesn't destroy the betrayer, it reveals who was playing the real game all along. If you felt that twist hit you right in the chest, drop a like and hit that subscribe button right now. We drop raw, real stories like this every week that'll keep you hooked till the very last word. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next story.